Alright, that looks about right, and you all are thinking immediately, okay, he's pointing this thing at Fred. What's up with Fred? What's going to happen to Fred? What's going on with Fred? I'm about to answer this question. I think this one's Fred. I'll be honest, my wife named it and I'm just sticking with it. I just work here, kids. Alright, so, well, I have a few things I'm going to need Fred to print off for me. Is it gone slack on me, or is it still... Okay, I think it's still good. Definitely feels easy moving, so that's a good sign. I don't want this to be too slack. I don't want this to, like, start skipping belt teeth. That'd really suck. You know, it'd really impair the accuracy. I know it's a quote-unquote cheap printer, but it works. But I need to make it work a little better, I think. And that means I'm going to need to gin up some kind of heated enclosure for this thing. You know, that way things will cool slower, warp less, that kind of deal. Because part warping has been an issue with some of my previous more convoluted test prints. But on the whole, this thing actually did a really good job of it. So I'm actually fairly pleased. I guess I could also follow some online tutorials. They do exist for putting a heated bed into this thing, which... I'm not against, but do I really want to, you know, spend all that time taking this thing apart and putting it together? Yeah, I kind of do. Alright. So that's going to be part one of this week's festivities. We'll see if we even get through making a heated enclosure for this thing. Part two, a little more interesting. I said something about a tool, didn't I, last week? Something to help with taking these metal sheets I seem to have collected wherever they are right now. Can't seem to see them easy enough, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll show up when they're needed. But take them there metal sheets I got for photo etching and, well, nicely squeeze on the photoresist onto them. Couple of problems I'm going to have to solve with that, and I might even want to make some kind of list. To get going on that mentally. So I think a lot of this is actually going to be me on a computer screen capturing it this week. First, though, the wife made a little request, and I'm going to go ahead and print those off for her first. So, yeah, alright, I'm going to go do that, and then, well, we'll see what happens from there. Peace out. Alright, so that's the wife's request there done. Hopefully that's an auspicious start there. Looks like it's starting fairly happily, so that's always a good sign. Hopefully things stay well adhesed to the bed and everything goes good. And hopefully in a few hours we'll have some nice little, I think they're called tactile cards. They're to help with communication. Anyways... Probably going to have to, per wife's request, censor some of that last 30 seconds. It looks like the thing that she needed is printing just fine. Alright. Now to get to the thing I was working on. Okay, so now we're recording. So, got myself a nice little, there we go. Little thing here for, just shows my general print bed layout. It's 220 by 220, but it's, I want to make it a little smaller and I try to fit things in, so, and I don't plan on using all of this, so essentially what I need to do, and I'll just use this because it makes life easy. Where are you? Where there we go. Do forward thing there. So what I need is I need my roll of my rolls, I guess, of the photoresist need to go down. They've got to squish together, so there's going to be other rollers, there and there, just for sake of argument. And then I want those, let's see, I want this to essentially go into my laminator. So we'll just go, these will represent my laminator, right? So it's all going this way, right? But the problem is I also want to take off that thin layer of plastic, because there, you know, there's that photoresist. There's the protective film on both sides of it. So you also need to somehow take off the thin film that protects it. So I want to press these together here. I want to slide my metal in there. I'm surprised that this doesn't look really horribly profane, to be honest. So essentially, metal goes in, and it goes through these, gets pressed on, good and even. All the bowls get squished out because it's, you know, being moved through. And then after that, it gets, you know, pressed together, pulled in by this nice setup, and goes through, and life is good. That's what I'm hoping to achieve here. So that means if I want to use a single roll of this, the thing said it was 15 centimeters wide, or no, it said 30 centimeters wide by 5.5 meters long when I looked at the package I have. So I'm probably want to go, I'm going to say we'll make it 120 millimeters. And now let's do 125 millimeters wide. That might work pretty good. For like my assumed roll size, and then I can cut the rolls down or something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different rollers. I'm going to need 2 things to apply spring force. I'm going to want to adjust these for the drag to keep this bit taut. And I'm also going to want to have some way to make sure that this is always going to keep this liner in tension. And last but not least, I'm going to want some kind of dark UV protective enclosure because of the, you know, UV, you know, angry sun, you know, UV. Normally, it's nice to cure it when I do it intentionally, but it's not good when it does it unintentionally. So, yeah, there's my, you know, crappy drawing, but that's the general gist of what I want to do, is create a kind of frame that allows you to do that. So, let's see. We don't need to change saves. Nope, so no. So, that means I need to have some, you know, design for the rollers. So, you know, this, I guess we'll call this the rollers for the protective film. These will be rollers to mount the resist to, and then I'll have to think of something for a little more complex for the rollers for the compression, but these will be the rollers for the compression. So that's vertical, that's vertical, that's, I guess you can make that vertical. Alright, so I think I'm starting to get the gist of all this. There's that. And there's that. Okay. So working with this base level framework here, I'm going to go ahead and try to gin up a frame. And when I've ginned something up a bit more legit, shall we say, I'll go ahead and show it to you. Alright, there we go. And cut. So I come down to find this. I'd say that was an error. Probably part caused from print adhesion issues. Great. Great. Alright. Let's see if wrapping some of that masking tape under the edge to add a bit more, you know, hopefully resistance to being yanked off helps. Alrighty, so why is the desk clean, you're wondering? Well, so yeah, long and short is, one, since my kids seem to love interrupting me while I work from home, figured it'd be a very good idea to bring the work computer down here. Good news is that means I ran internet here, so I now have one Ethernet cable that has internet. That opens up things in the future. But two, means I'm going to need to, again, dual purpose this desk. So when I'm working on this thing, I'll occupy the desk with that, and when I'm working on work, I'll have to tuck everything over here. That's the best compromise for it I can do for now until I maybe get another desk and then have a dedicated computer station or something. That's one piece of news. Other piece of news I might as well drop right now, for those that are still watching, is that I And I'm going to be probably moving again at some point, probably next video, back to the once every 2 week schedule. And the reason for that is, again, you know, holidays, busy time. There's some busy personal matters I'm going to have to take care of. And I'm not going to have as much time, again, to devote to making these videos. So, you know, still some time to model and stuff, but, you know, it's going to have to be balanced with some other things. Alright, so that's the long and short of that news announcement. Back to what I'm going to assume was footage of me trying to design that tool, or considering how I was going to make an enclosure for that printer over there. Hey, peace out. Alright, so I did a bit of work on this. Got a little chance to do it, and I came to a realization. First, I had all these nice, you know, kind of circles here. Okay, this will be sort of where I put my bearings, you know, the shafts going through them. And then I wondered, okay, well, how much does a ball bearing cost? And realized that that's about, maybe, if I'm lucky, for a tiny one that wouldn't even do the job, it'd be like, I don't know what, I think it was like $4 or $5. It's probably going to be $8 per bearing, at least, for like bearings that could do the job I'd be thinking of doing with this. Then I'm like, well, that's probably not going to work so good, is it? You know, for cost, because 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 8 is 106 already. So that's like, yeah, it's a bit much. And then I looked at the cost of shafting, and that was going to be about $20 a shaft, and I was like, nope. So I had a little, you know, thought of, okay, well, I can maybe do things a little different. So I went to, you know, I looked at another site, and it said, hey, how about just essentially aluminum rod? Now it looked like it was kind of precise enough to do what I wanted. It was only about, you know, for a 3 foot length, maybe like $2 or $3, which is like, yes, there we are. Now we're talking. And bearings for that, well, I guess you might call them bushings from how they look. And, well, I guess you could say for most of their, you know, except for these over here, really most of their job is acting more like bushings for, you know, just letting things slide through rather than actually bearing a load. But those are like $2 a pop, so that's, you know, much more manageable. But then I had a thought. I'm going to be pumping a lot of time in designing this. This isn't too much time for me. I figured I wanted to do this kind of thing where you got all this open space to minimize the amount of material I use when printing. I did this thickness because that was the thickness of the bushing I was considering using. And I even did this, you know, so you can still print going up, but you get this nice geometry that acts like, you know, a slide or slot for loading in something here that could have, you know, the bushing, the other shaft, and then later when I put in rollers, roller down here is stationary, roller up here, you know, compresses together and makes the idea that I had for that diagram I showed earlier. My thought, and further, and I'd have this, try to have this shaft somehow tied to the, tied to the, you know, actual release of the photoresist. There you go. So, and because we tie that, it want to move as the photoresist is pulled through. And I'd actually gear this so it would spin this faster, but have this be running off like a friction coupling type thing. So this would always get spun by this guy here spinning, but if this, you know, this would also always be applying some kind of tension because there's be a friction link. This would always want to speed up faster than this one because of gears, but because of the friction link, it could actually slide somewhat. So that was my thinking. I came up with another realization as well. Wait a minute, I'm going to want to put this somewhere over here instead, because this from like here to here was, oh, what was it? That's min distance, is it really? So I think, yeah, Y distance is 70 there. Okay. So yeah, you're like 70 millimeters in. That's almost 3 inches at the point of contact. I'm thinking about all this and I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. My time is actually very valuable to me. I'm sure your time is valuable to you too. I mean, you invest it wisely by watching my videos. okay, maybe not the most accurate statement, but I try for comedic effect here. And so yeah, I realized something. I probably don't need to or want to invest in this particular tool because my photo etch frets are going to be small. They're also going to, what is it? They're also going to be doable by other methods. One of the last things I did that worked really good is I actually squeegeed out the water that I sprayed on water with an airbrush on the substrate, and then I missed it. You might have even seen it in a video. And then I had, squeegeed it out. So that all being said, you've been staring at this thing for about 4 minutes, almost 5 for too long. Long and short is, I'm going to skimp out on making this tool, but that's okay because I've got another thing to handle. This 3D printer of mine needs an enclosure. And, well, yeah, that right there, the heater and the temperature controller, I think coupling that with a couple of essentially end tables or making my own boxes, wooden box really, might just be the ticket to do that. Okay. So I think I said something about abandoning one tool and project for the week, but I got another one. So, still got to make that enclosure. That about 2 by 2 by 2 enclosure. So, that is what this is for. I think this will be a pretty good setup. What I'm going to do is use these belong way as the kind of size of the enclosure, kind of columns going all the way up. Then I'm going to cut down the appropriate sized pieces so that it'll actually be 2 by 2 when all is said and done. And then I'm going to start. Where is it? Come on, scalpel. There we go. And then I'm just going to start screwing things, I guess. That's funny, screwing things. Yeah, as soon as I go grab the screws from the car, I guess. Alright, well, enough of my silliness. I guess I got some things to build then, hadn't I? Might as well go ahead and get started. Long-term veterans of the channel, by the way, this is going to be a lot like the, a lot like the spray booth. So I'm going to do a little bit, then film what, after I've done all the, sawdust flies, do a little more. So unlike the models where you get to see every little thing, here you're just going to get the highlights. Alright. Alrighty, so I'm about to cut the last one of these little cross member bits. Okay, see if I can do this without hiding it from the camera's view. So I take these little guys and I clamp this, essentially the first one I did, or one of the first I did. And the reason I'm doing that is because, well, I want to get these as close as possible. So instead of just measuring and cutting on the line, right, which is going to leave you to human error and all that fun stuff, I figured human error is a thing, but you know what usually works pretty good is setting this kind of thing up in some sort of jig that places the blade in the exact kind of spot. So you could think at that point, okay, let's make a jig and stand off against the saw itself. But nope. Since I already made that, why not just Yeah, it's been doing that to me all night. Probably just how the way the whole thing isn't held and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Hold on, got a little rough bit to do here. Okay, don't take my hand off. Ooh, that was a bit close to the chest. Really, I don't want that next to my chest. There we go. Really unsafe shop practices. Take one. Alright. Back to me trying to think of what else to do next. Well, actually, I know what I'm going to do next. Now I got to somehow secure these guys together in such a manner that they'll actually make start the nice enclosure bit up. That means I may need to do a bit of clearing off of this desk just to line up everything right. Alright, well, I'm going to have to get inventive there then. But, I guess I'll show you when it's done or something. Alright. Back to cutting things to pieces. Alright, not the prettiest of angles, but I figured I'd show what I've come up with for getting this thing to at least these bits together. It's going to turn out that I'm going to build a lot of this enclosure tonight. So I'm using this sidewall to kind of hold pieces together. You'll see one of those screws in just a moment. This thing going to be my... Okay, fine. Here we are. Here. Now, when the thing isn't operating appropriately, you operate on it. I'm sure people worse than me have said such things. Let us not think on such dark matters. Instead... Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's huge. That is a demented, sick thing of beauty. So yeah, I'm going to put that right about there on the corner there. That's going to give me a good place to take this self-tapping bit. Move a little bit in. So you know, keep clear. And drill in and no. Sit proper and there we go. Good and tight. I don't want to go too tight because since these things are self-drilling, it might end up stripping the hole itself. Of course, the next part is put that there and put that just a little further. There we go. Give it a little clearance. Myself up? No? Good. Okay. So there's that one. And yeah, if I actually do these all bit by bit, I could just, that's an idea. I still want to put the thing, though. I know this isn't quite 2 feet, though. I know this is a little under that. So, alright. This is like only like 3 inches. But I'm actually going to put this here, maybe. No, I'm going to put it here. Yeah, we'll do it. I'll fully secure it now. Okay. Huh. Okay, I'll still have clearance. Alright, I guess you're getting a little more of a how-to now. I'll do like 2 more screws and then I'll go to the next bit. But I'm going to do all of a couple of these kind of like this. And I'll just have them kind of sit on each other while I finalize screwing things in. Or maybe I'll cajole the wife to come down and help me. Alright, so drilled the first corner hole up in that corner there. And now, kind of show my plan for getting these together. So, I'm going to go along 3 of the sides, then do a bit of work, and then I'm going to make, like, kind of like put the frame pieces in, or try to at least. I didn't do all 3, did I? Yeah, I did, but I got a 4th, it'll be fine. Alright. Just trying to think, make sure, you know, my brain is working correctly as a sort of, but not quite ad-lib this thing together. So, here we go. Alright, in there. There we go. That's a good drill all the way through now. Deep into the depths of my hand, through the wood, because I'm an idiot. Don't rip apart. There we go. And, no, I did not drill through my hand. Yeah, I should be wearing goggles. I should have somebody with me. I can name all sorts of just blatant safety violations. Oh. Okay, so here's a thought that I had. It got me to laugh. So, if I start making money off of YouTube, Do I have to follow OSHA regulations on my channel? Oh, this could spell problems. This could spell problems. Seriously, follow the OSHA safety regulations if you're going to do work on anything serious. I'm an idiot, okay? And here I hide my humor to keep from getting sued. That's a good lad. Come on. Nice. Those are never coming apart. Oh, dang it. Did it really do that? It did, didn't it? Crud. Well, dang it. I want it to come together, not fall apart. Oh, well. Okay, how'd you get? Try again. There we go. Problem fixed with brute force. So now, because I only got 2 legs on this, well, I'm going to add the 3rd so we can maybe see what this is sort of going to look like. Well, I just turn this a good, carefully turn this a good 90 degrees. Ta-da! Because this thing warped. Of course. Everything I build has a slight bit of warping to it. Oh well, that's okay. Hey, as long as it does the job, right? Yeah, that is the main thing. It's got to do the job. After that, well, alrighty. So now I'm going to go ahead, get back to my doing things, and then hopefully you see this and I can convince it to stand on its own. Alright. Oh, what the heck? Why not? Go ahead. Watch. Okay, we can watch me struggle through one more. So, yeah, well, alright. Yeah, nah, I'll turn off the camera. Probably a good idea. Better than a nose for when I'm filming this, but, it's a voting booth! I'm sorry, I had to. Gonna need a bit of the old escapade to stomach whatever the results were. But well, maybe things get better. Probably won't, but you know, at least we tried, right? Okay. Anyways, back to this. Enough of that bit of politicking. Anymore, they're gonna institutionalize me. All right. So here, I'm gonna have to somehow cajole this thing to stick together. I think I got how I'm going to do it, though, just by essentially good old brute force. It's a bit of luck, too, but brute force is going to play a big role in this. Now, you're probably not going to see it from where you're standing. And, hold on, can I, is this a better angle? Probably. I mean, well, if this thing weren't in your way, it might be a decent angle, actually. Put this down over there. Sure, I'll have some reason to call upon it in a bit, but for right now, well, it's actually as flimsy as I thought it'd be. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing on there. So, drill. Check. Alright, Alright. There's that. I'm just using the drill so that I can kind of guide it all in there. Okay. Okay, not quite my favorite way to do it, but it's close enough. If it works, right? If it works, it's not stupid. come on. There you go. There you go. Alrighty. Lay it there. Alright, and nice. Alrighty. Things have so much built-in stresses and everything, but if I can handle this. Because once it's roughly together, I can get things more, shall we say, finely tuned. Okay, let's get that right out there. Hooray. Kind of level. Goody goody gumdrops. Now I know someone, somewhere, is screaming at the TV or computer monitor or whatever going, "That's not how you do it!" Yeah, I know that. What do you want? I'm an idiot farting around in his basement trying to do this on a shoestring budget. It worked for the UV light. It did work for the UV light. There's lessons here, and I'm not about, you know, taking your time and doing it right, and I am not learning them. Okay. Alright. Drill a hole and hope it's on my hand. There. Get there. And dodge the other one that's already in there. Come on. Okay, good. Because there was actually another screw in there. That's why I've been offsetting the screws, by the way, from the centers of where I think things are screwing into are, in terms of that, like a square cross section. I've been doing that explicitly because I wanted to, you know, put in with one kind of going each way, really try to strengthen this up using the strength of the metal. I mean, I know. Probably not the strongest thing to essentially be supporting this on glorified dowels, but, well, what can I say? Alrighty. This thing is so flimsy. Alright, well, I'm going to have to make it work, though. Oh, I'll make it work. I'm sure I will. Alrighty, was this thing going to have enough little meat? Is that like from the center? Boo. Oh, maybe not. I can probably dodge that. Yeah, I can. I can handle that. Okay, goody goody. Yeah, accidentally split one of these earlier, but not pre-drilling because I'm a dunce. Well, no, I'm not that much of a dunce. Okay, so once again with feeling, where's the drill bit? There it is. This thing's still filming? It is. I'm going to cut it off here and save y'all some time. Alright. So I traced out, you know, the kind of general outlines of the cross members here, and we're about to try something that should probably not be attempted by anybody. Precision bandsaw. That got me in the eye. Hold on, please. That was stupid of me. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's any permanent damage, thankfully. Okay, that's it. Where's the, where is it? Yeah. Isn't that the nature? Now you want your safety gear, you can't find it. Alright, hold on. I'm sure it's somewhere here nearby enough that I can get to it, sort of. Right there. Not there either, is it? Huh? Nope. Down below, way below. Doesn't look it. Okay. Well, oh well. I tried. Wait a minute, nope. At least I advised you guys not to do this without safety gear. Wait, is there goggles here? No. Probably not. No, nope, no. Okay. Well. Okay. Trying not to go blind, I guess. Okay, I'm an idiot and I need to buy more goggles. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Doesn't have to be precise, just has to work. Probably a benefit to it, actually, you know, having ventilation. Nice. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can make history here. Probably not. Great. And time for the moment of truth. Wait, maybe. Hallelujah. Okay. It works. It went together. Hooray. Not the prettiest. I'm going to see if I can get a little prettier by flipping this around, but I think it'll work. Hooray. Well, seems that yet again I've rigged up some monstrosity to shove into this space. So, now the last components are actually coming in on, I think it's Sunday, the wife said the Amazon order would be coming here. And I got a little upgrade for this bed here. More importantly, I got the parts that are going to make this enclosure heated. Apparently, I'm not the only one that had this sort of idea, but with different things. I think people had a little controller for crock pots and stuff like that. I'm going to take the little thermocouple and put it in the open air in there and give it some, you know, temperature parameters. Hook it up to a space heater and see if I can't just dangle out the cables through some direction nice and safe. May or may not need a big hole in that, but that's life. And then, well, have a space heater, have that in there. Heat the ambience. I think I'll start it at like 40. I'll see if I can go from there. Alright. Well, I guess that's another episode. Dreadnought wasn't featured this time, unfortunately. But, well, this will help me make tools later. So, yeah, I guess this is the door shut on that. Ah, wait, can I? Nope. Well, I might as well do the YouTube dance. Like, share, subscribe, hooray! Get. That'll work. Okay. So I guess that's the door on this episode. Peace out.